Good morning, everybody. I am Sharon Wilcox, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, coming live to you from Chesapeake, Virginia. Today is Thursday, March 31st. Can you believe it? Last day of March already. So, thank you for joining me today, whether you're watching me live or catching me a little bit later. Also, don't forget that I am posting these onto my YouTube channel as well. If you want to shop with me, right up here at the top of my screen says SharonWilcox.stampinup.net. That's where you go to shop, see all the catalogs and all the fun stuff. Speaking of catalogs, guess what? I've been able to see it online for a bit, but this came yesterday. Yes, it did. I am super, super excited about it. I cannot show you the inside just yet, but trust me, it is gorgeous. Do you not love that? This card was actually an inspiration for one of my cards today. So, but the catalog is gorgeous. Oh, just beautiful. And along with my catalog, they sent me this beautiful stamp set called Limited Edition. So it's not just a stamp set that you put on the back of your cards. You can do other things with this. So maybe I'll show you some of those. So let's get moving. Super excited. I did use Stampin' Up's mailing selector. So that's third class, but hopefully your catalogs will get out there to you because our current catalog will be expiring the end of April, which of course is tomorrow. So let's hop down here. There we go. See it? Good through April. Now, I don't know if you got to catch my Sunday live. Yes, Sunday I went on live and I went through the catalog pretty much page by page. Let me move this up a little bit. And I marked like this set, it will be there, but not these. Okay. And you know, when you see a bundle, that's 10% off. So if you don't have some of these, make sure that you go get them now. Both of those are being discontinued. I won't go through all of that again. You can go watch it live, whether you're watching it on Facebook. That was for my Sunday, or you can see it on my YouTube channel now. I've been uploading everything to there. So, so if you have friends who don't do Facebook or choose not to go on Facebook to watch these, you can send them over to Stamp with Sharon Wilcox at my YouTube channel. So there you go. Alrighty, so today, this catalog, this one that we are in currently as well, it runs through the end of June. So don't get those confused. The idea book and catalog, which is our big one, idea book, that one ends in the end of April. This one goes through June. Okay, it does get a little bit confusing, but rest assured, you can still get some of these, but there's a lot of things that are on clearance. And one of the sets that we're using today will be gone. Okay, and this set is called Flowing Flowers. All right, so I just did a couple cards with it because I had not stamped with it for you guys, and I wanted to show you a few things. I need to get this. I don't know how that shows on your screen, but it's kind of in my way, so maybe over here is better. All right, that works for me. All right, so Flowing Flowers, I just love these distinctive stamps because they give you all of the depth and color variations. Of course, it's one color stamp unless you add more colors to it, but as you can see, the lights and the darks in these, it's just gorgeous. So I just have a couple samples here for you. And this one, using our beautiful polished pink and granny apple green. I did use this bow punch If you have sprig, you could use it as well. But I used that and just added a little bit of granny apple green underneath. And I added a little bit of, oh, what color is that? It's not Pool Party, is it? It's Coastal Cabana. Sorry, my brain is a little fried. I tend to be running, trying to get too much done at once. How's that? Let's just call it what it really is. So, use some of the beautiful jewels. Which ones are those that I used? I used a couple different ones on the cards. Not that one. I know these are the champagne right there. I probably didn't leave them out, but let me see. There's another one right here that I left out. No, but this I'm pretty sure is from the In Colors. But aren't those pretty? And it's just a note card. Cute, fast, easy. There are no dies with this, so I did fussy cut around that, but it was super easy to do. Do you see my, oops. You know what? I'm not going to stress about it. Was I disappointed? Of course I was. I should know better. But it happens. It happens to the best of stampers and to the worst of stampers. This is how you learn. And if it was on my card, I would have redone it. But since it's on the envelope, I am not going to redo that. So there you go. All right. The next sample that I made is just a fun little fold. Nothing new that you haven't seen before. Just like that. And I use these dies, the scallop contours, which I absolutely love. They are not going anywhere. They will be in the next catalog. So if you can't get them now, you'll have another year to do that. So again, I fussy cut around that. I stamped this one with the leaves and the little dotty. I love that. The flower is actually there. It's up underneath this one. So, and I stamped the thank you in black, but this time I used the magenta. Magenta Madness is what that is actually called. And these little magenta things, I'm pretty sure they came from a paper pumpkin kit. I used a bit of magenta ribbon here, and I took that all the way across, and I added some adhesive on the one side. So it's just kind of a fun little fold. And I stamped those same flowers I have on the inside, I stamped them on the envelope. Just makes for a real fun piece of mail to get. I don't know about you guys, but it always makes me smile when I open up the mail and I see something pretty like that in my mailbox. And one more card I did with that. Okay, and I know that's the champagne, and that's some more. I had 6 on a card, so I just used them all up. And I'm real sure that was from a paper pumpkin because it was on just a little piece of acetate. I did, again, sending a card instead of a text. I think that is just adorable. And of course, that frame came from here. It's the small frame in the center there. I just love it. You may have seen that the other day. I had that cut out and it just laid here on my desk. And the other day I was like, oh, that's perfect. I used some of the designer series paper, the 6x6 packet that comes in the back of our catalogs. This will be retiring, but only the fact that it's these designs, the colors will stay. I love this 6x6 packs of this stuff because they're just fun and you get so much of the same one so that you can create lots of different cards. So there you go. Oh, and this is just some vellum that I punched out with that same bow punch. I just love it. So my camera's over in a different area today. I've been having a few technical issues but it seems like if I reboot my phone, then it works. So I always get a little, not showing up. But, I learned the other day that I had to reboot my phone, and I don't know what the deal is with that, but it is what it is. On the inside, I put happy birthday, because a lot of times it's so much easier just to send a text, but to actually send somebody a card is much nicer. And of course, I created an envelope to go with. So there you go. And that's about all I did for flowing flowers, because I wanted to move on to another set. And this set, I like this set a lot, but I didn't feel as inspired as I did with this one. And I was wanting to do this one last week and just didn't get around to it. And this is one of those sets, if I had started with it first, I probably wouldn't have done flowing flowers, because I feel like I could do an awful lot with this set. You can see lots of great words in here, and I just love it. I always love it when there's a frame as well. So let me show you what I did, and I'll create a really cute card for you, and really a simple card as well. Oh, there are dies. Excuse me. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. I'm so glad that you didn't have to see that in person. Woo. It is allergy season here, and if you leave your car out of the garage, they do turn yellow with the pollen. So these beautiful detailed dies, it's called detailed dahlias. That comes, no, it doesn't come with, but it coordinates with Dahlia Days. And absolutely gorgeous. Here's that frame that I love. Everything cuts out. Your flowers, your two different ferns and whatever this little wildflower thing is. This one, they all cut out. This one, this. Yeah, everything but the words get cut out of these dies. And then you have this amazing background that is just stunning. So thank you, Michelle, for saying bless you. Oh, and Charlene too. You girls are so sweet. I sure miss seeing everybody in person, but it is what it is. So let me show you this first card. 100% cased. It was just too pretty to not duplicate it, and I wish I could tell you who it was, but I did not write it down. So here is that frame. I love this. What do you guys think about that? Do you like stuff like that? It just speaks to me. And of course, flowers are my favorite, and the little leaves. And here is that beautiful background. I love this. Now, let me show you this. This is the sad part. It is in this catalog, and it is going away. So you have until June if the product lasts. That's the thing. When they're making these stamps and stuff like that, they do not make an abundance of extra. So, this time of year when they sell out of something, it's gone. Now, I did use daffodil yellow behind here. It's our brightest, prettiest yellow. I used some of these beautiful colors. On this one is Coastal Cabana, daffodil yellow, and I believe this is the Magenta Madness, and this is the Highland Heather. Oh, and my green this time is the Pear Pizzazz. So you can see all of those colors look beautiful together, and I just kind of stayed with them. I stamped some of the flowers on the inside because, my goodness, they're so pretty. So I thought that made a lovely card. And then on the envelope, I used that frame for addressing. I think it's perfect. I knew it was a good enough size for me to write in there, unless I was sending my sister-in-law who lives in Puxatony, Pennsylvania. That could be an issue to get Puxatony in there. I'd have to write really small. But for the average address, I think it would fit in there. So there you go. Okay, and then another card, and guess what? 100% cased because it was so beautiful. I did change it just a smidge. So once again, using daffodil yellow, using that big beautiful die cut out in our basic white, daffodil on the dahlias. I threw a little fern in there, and these are stamped with a pear pizzazz as well as the words, sending you lots of love. I love that. Now we do not carry this ribbon in yellow, so I took a marker like this. This is our Daffodil Delight stamping blend, and I just colored right on top of some white ribbon. It's that simple, girls, and I didn't wait for it to dry because it really dries fast, and I just put it on there. And I put it on the glue dots. 2 glue dots holds that really, really well. And in the center, you will notice there are some little jewels in there, and it's not those, but it is these. It is the opal browns is what they're called. Just cute. And on the inside, I did the dahlia and some more of the leaves for just a beautiful note card. I love it. And I used the dahlia on the flap this time, but I also put it on the front. So you have dahlias coming and going when you get this letter or this card in the mail. Now, if that's not happy new mail, I don't know what is, but I think that is gorgeous. So let me show you one more. I've heard from several of you that you like it when I do a bit of stamping, so I'll do just a little bit of stamping this morning for you. I'm using the thick basic white cardstock, and it is 8.5 by 5.5. Is that right? Yeah, 8.5 by 5.5. Cut, scored in the center at 4.25. So this is your basic card. Then I cut a piece of the Bermuda Bay, and this one will be a 1/4 inch smaller all the way around. So it is cut at 4 by 5.25. And then I cut another white piece, and this is the one that I will be stamping with, and this one is a 1/4 inch smaller here, so this one is 5 by 3.75. Okay, so that's how you get all of those beautiful layers. And those of you who have been around for a while, you know this, but for those of you that are new, there you go. That's how we do those layers. Just cut down 1/4 inch or whatever makes you happy. Sometimes I use just 1/8 of an inch, and that's really pretty. So whatever you would like. All right, so let's do this piece of white. And ahead of time, I did cut out a dahlia. I stamped it in the polished pink, which I love, polished pink. And I made a die, a mask, okay? And this is Post-it note that's sticky all over. I love these. And then I also, in our Bermuda Bay, stamped and cut out, just so you don't need to see me cutting. And I used some of the words from that set. It says, "Thank you for your kindness." Okay, So I used our Bermuda Bay, and I'm going to use Bermuda Bay, and I think I'm going to use the Highland Heather. I was actually going to change this up, but I won't since I've got the ink right here. So let's start off with our Highland Heather and our Dahlia stamp. Let me see if I can make a little room over here so you can see. Nice firm tapping, and remember this is a distinctive stamp. So you do get some variation there. I'm going to stamp it down here. Isn't that beautiful? I just love how these stamp. They are so pretty. Now I'm going to mask this off, and I still haven't put my glasses on, so let's get those on. And I can see so much better. Went to the eye doctor. I got to line this up, girls, so give me a second here to get it lined up pretty well. I didn't mark it, so there you go. Should have marked it, shouldn't I? But I didn't, so that's okay. Anyways, I went to the eye doctor yesterday, and I was pleasantly surprised that with my current glasses, my vision is 20/20, and then it's been 2.5 years. I didn't go at all during COVID, the worst of it. And so I was surprised that my vision was held up so well, because a lot of times your vision will change kind of rapidly. All right, look at me. I'm having a little difficult time, but that's going to be close enough. All right, so we got that on there. And I do need to clean this off. And my well-loved and stained mat, but it is clean. So clean that stamp off, and let's go into our Bermuda Bay. And I don't think that I need Highland Heather anymore, so let's open up Bermuda Bay. You hear that nice firm tapping, not too hard, no squishing, or some people want to go real hard into your ink pad. Nice tapping, that's all you need. And then let's put this here, and the reason you put the mask down is so that it does not get on top of your purple stamp. It looks like this one is behind my purple one, and that is really, really poor masking. Okay, can I just say that? That's really poor masking. That's because I didn't get it lined up just perfectly. If I just taken another minute or two, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm not going to stress over something like that. It's not that bad. So let's close this one up, and let's bring out some green. And I really do like Pear Pizzazz with this. I think that's a great color. And let's go ahead and ink up our little leaf. And you know what? I do need to put this little mask up here. And again, I'm not going to get it lined up on this one either, but we'll get close enough. It'll be fine. I don't stress too much about those kind of things. Okay, so my Pear Pizzazz ink pad is very well inked, and I was tapping, but do you see all this extra ink on the outer edge of the rubber? You do not want to stamp with that. That is what causes what we call those halos. Remember that one envelope that had that on there? That's from that. And this ink pad is pretty juicy because I re-inked it before stamping. Did you see how 2 light little taps, and that is really, really inked up nice. So let's just stamp one there, and I'll put one down. Well, let's do this one first. I'll put one up here, and I'm going to move this little mask down, and I'm not going to stress about getting that lined up. See, that worked out just perfect. just to cover up these a little bit. I just want one. See how lightly I'm literally just sitting the stamp on there. I'm not even pressing it into the ink. And put one down here. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. And all that does is keep you from laying colors on top of each other that you see everything through it and makes it not so pretty. So let me clean this stamp too real quick here, guys. Here's this one. These inks are pretty well inked up because I found I had a couple of colors that were a little weak, so I went ahead and re-ink them. So alrighty, and when you get your new ink pads, they're usually pretty well inked up as well. So that's basically what you use a mask for, so that you can make other things lay underneath others. I'm going to take this one that I've stamped and cut out earlier, and I'm going to go ahead and use some dimensionals. We love our dimensionals, and I mean, you can put as many as you want. 3 is sufficient. I've seen people put the entire back, or 4 or 5. I think 1 is okay, but if you're mailing your card, you probably want more than 1 on there. If it was a bit smaller, 1 would have been fine, but since it isn't. And you know what? No, that's good. That's good. Let's put that right about there. Okay. Yeah, I like that. What do you think? You like that one? And then we do have this, and I'm going to pop that up right down there. So we'll use a couple extra dimensionals on this. Dimensionals are not expensive, and you get 3 of these sheets in a package. So they do last you for a long time. So now you can use your take-a-pick tool to pull these off, but if you have even the smallest amount of fingernail, you can pull these off. And I find that I can do this faster with that. If you're having difficulty, if you put your fingernail right in the center of it, that gives it a little oomph. So you can do that too. And that makes it just a little bit easier. And I don't want to cover up all of that leaf, but yeah, I think I like that. That's fine. What do you think? Cute, fast, easy. Let's go ahead and flip this over. I will get a little bit of glue here. And you know I love the liquid glue. And start in the center in case a big blop comes out on you. And just trim the edges with this. You don't need a whole bunch. And this just gives you a little bit of time that you can move a few things around if you would like. Here we go. We get that framed on there real nice because we know we got that 1/4 inch all the way around. Let's do that one more time. And a little glue. When I see it real thin, like right there, I will add a little bit more just because I want to make sure that it does stick. Stick that onto the front of our card. And again, we know we've got that 1/4 inch going on all the way around, so you can kind of frame that up. You see how I can move that around just a smidge, just for a few seconds, and now it's on there. And I would love to take some jewels. I call them jewels, whatever they are, rhinestones. In this case, I'm going to use these smaller iridescent ones. I love these, and I love that they have these teensy tiny ones down here. And let me see if I can see my take-a-pick tool. No, I don't see it quick enough, but I'm going to use this one. It is a retired one, but it is my favorite one. I use my take-a-pick tool, obviously, because it's somewhere here on this desktop over there. Whether it's take-a-pick or this tool that is retired, you go up underneath your rhinestones, and the adhesive is on the back. I think I'm just going to put them No, I actually do want it in the center. I think it's kind of pretty there. And this is what I love about stamping. I mean, seriously, right now I get to talk to you girls, but when I'm by myself, yeah, I do talk about my flowers and what I'm doing and, where I'm stamping and if I like it there or if I want to move it and things like that. I hope the rest of you talk to yourselves when you're doing your stamping. Right, on the inside, I definitely would like some flower in there. So let's take our dahlia again, and I think I'm going to use the same color, the Bermuda Bay, and put that on the inside right here. And when you stamp off of your card like this just adds interest. This isn't because I missed it, it's on purpose, because it really does add a little bit of interest. Your eye likes to see that type of thing. And again, this is that beautiful green leaf, but really just laying on top there. And you can see when you get that inked up, it's nice and wet, and you can see that. So let's just bring in a couple of these. And when this dries, it dries just a little bit lighter. Oh, that's very pretty. And then I would do the very same thing for my envelope. Let me grab one out of my drawer here. So I'll just finish this whole thing up. And again, off to the corner. Oh my goodness, I did a green one. That almost looks like a succulent now. So no, we're not going to be using that one. And guess what? That was my last white envelope in my drawer. But you get the gist of it. That was supposed to be Bermuda Bay, but that's what happens when Sharon does not put her stamp ink pads away as soon as she is done. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's pop up here to me. Where am I? There I am. Okay, so as you can tell, even the most advanced stampers, if you don't close your ink pad, you're liable to go into the wrong color, but that's okay. It really is. And you know what? It's pretty. I might even just use that. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I think that it looks like a succulent with the green color. That's a happy mistake there. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed today. If you would like to watch that video from Sunday and take your catalog and a nice marker, I like to use a red marker so I can see, and put an X or whatever you like to mark your catalog with so that you know what is going to go away. If you would like to place an order, you can do that through my website, which you can see right at the top of the screen. And until next week, which will be April. I cannot hardly believe it, but it will be. Until then, happy stamping. Have a wonderful week. Do something fun and creative for yourself. And lots of rubber hugs until next Thursday. Bye-bye.